After your toes and heels are done, you've got a shoe that looks darn near finished, almost ready to wear. Last thing, if you've got anything but bare paws, your last step is going to be to wrap up your toe hole. Bare paws will have another step, which we'll put in another video. I grabbed the 400 line. That's what I usually use for wrapping toe holes. You can use whatever you have extra left over of. The 400 is going to fill it a little bit faster. We'll start by trapping the tail on the line in the weave. Doesn't matter exactly where, just weave this line in. Just to trap it, we'll cut all that out later. I'm working on the left side here. As we do this wrap, the wrap is designed to protect this high abrasion area, the main ties and the main line right under the foot. But it's also our opportunity to sort of fine-tune and finalize the shape of the toe hole here. So I can see actually that mine is no longer quite centered, and I can adjust things over here on the right side of the shoe. Now things might want to tend to slip, but after we have it all wrapped up, we're going to fill this whole space so that no more slipping is possible. We started with a 4.5 inch wide toe hole. I actually typically like to just widen it out a little bit at this final step here. Just slide them along a tiny bit. Even if your toe hole ends up with your main ties angled inwards a little bit, that's actually a bit more of, from what I've seen, a bit more of a traditional look, following the shape, the rounded shape of your toe a bit more and helping to fill in the top. You could also, if you wanted to get picky, get these guys shuffled around, and again, they'll want to keep sliding, but as you wrap them, that'll lock them into place. So you can get these front wraps spaced a little bit more evenly. Okay. Once that's done, you'll bring your line up along the left main tie, pass it once over the top of the crossbar, and then you can come up. It's a lot of line to work with. I cut about a dozen coils. If you were using the 250 line, then you'd probably cut 50% more, or 18 coils. Okay. And now I'm just going to wrap, and as I do that, I'll be trapping this tail under itself. You can get 2 wraps pretty easily before you pull all the material through. You could also keep your material in a bit of a bundle and pass it all through in a bundle, but I find it's easier just to pull it through. It's a bit of a time-consuming process, but not a lot of thought required for this step. So just work your way down. You might be able to do 3 wraps at a time. Now you can't release tension while you're doing this, otherwise all your coils are going to loosen up and become a big mess. So if you do need to put it down for a minute, just bring your line across the frame and just clamp it there with your spring clamp just to secure it. But I'll keep going here. Once you have a number of coils done, then you no longer have to worry about having this tail secured because it's all secured underneath the coils. So you can pull it out. And trim that off so that the end of the tail is going to get hidden. Once you finish the main tie, you'll just continue right along here onto the main line. Again, you can use this wrap to fine-tune a little bit of the pattern. Well, it's tough to move it around too much. Just keep making your way across. Of course, when you get to the spot where you tied off the body weave, you've got that little tail, so you can just trap the tail under your wraps as well. That'll help further secure that knot. Once you've gotten across your main line and you're ready to turn back up and finish the final main tie, this will be your last chance to really set the width of the toe hole and do a clean job of it. You could spread them later, but then your wraps would look a little bit loose. So you can take a final measurement. If you need to force some more wraps in there, you can, and that'll keep spreading it out, and you could keep doing that and force these a little bit wider if they weren't quite wide enough. Once you're ready, then you can come up around the main tie. I've got way too much line, I can tell, but deal with it. And just keep wrapping till you get up to the front crossbar. Work your way up the right main tie until you've filled it as much as the left sides. Once you've filled the front tie, you can pass once underneath the front crossbar. So we'll go once around the crossbar, just like we did here on the left sides. And now we're going to feed the line all the way under all those coils. But the first thing I'll do is clamp the line so that this doesn't come undone as soon as I let go. Okay. So I'll get the end of my line here, and I'm going to fish it all the way down under all those coils. Now those coils are tight, but I can, under control, I can just feed a little bit of slack at a time into the system. Start fishing this in, and then I'll roll this wrap to loosen it, and you'll feel the lead on my line start heading into all those coils. You'll get a little progress, and then you'll need to pull a bit more slack out from your clamp. Uncoil those wraps a little bit to loosen things up. Keep pushing your line through. Pull a bit more slack. Just work your way down like that. It's perhaps hard to see what I'm doing there. It's small movements, but eventually you'll see the line poke out at the other end. Then you'll just need something like a pen or a nail to just deflect it a little bit. And as you push, just slide up. There you go. I can pull all that through. And we can pull her nice and tight. Trim that off. Count how much excess you had. I had a lot. And you can adjust your next one accordingly with how much line you use. Repeat this on the other side, and if you have Huron or Ojibwe shoes, then you're done. Put a pair of bindings on. Bindings will typically attach onto the main line here, just outside the toe hole, and you're ready to go snowshoeing. Enjoy.